So I think when it comes down to the NBA offseason, one of the aspects that's so exciting to kind of see and kind of goes underrated, like people don't really recognize it all too much, is what does the team do that won it the season before the last? In this case, the Milwaukee Bucks, a team that, has all the tools and pieces in play to win another NBA championship, but they came up short. So how exactly do you fix that in the short term to win the championship the next season? Because obviously, this previous year, the Golden State Warriors won it. And while I do recognize, with the Bucks, they had some injury issues and things like that, there's still moves that can be made. So for today's video, guys, Bleacher Report actually posted an article talking about like 4 trades for the biggest losers of NBA free agency. Although, there's some good names out there still and teams can make a big splash. So we're going to go over those trades. And then I actually have a 5th trade that I'll be adding myself that I think is the optimal perfect trade that the Bucks need to make to win the championship next season. Now, before we get going on today's video, man, go in the comment section below and give me a realistic trade or a signing or something you'd like to see happen in this offseason. I love reading your guys', comments and everything like that. But also, we are getting so close, man, to 300,000 subscribers. I cannot grow this channel without you. If you are new here, first time watching a video, or maybe you've been watching for a minute and you forget to hit the subscribe button, please do that now. Would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, enjoy those Giannis highlights over there because we're going to be talking about them probably towards the end because we have these 4 trades and haven't really taken a close look at them yet, so it's going to be kind of interesting. But the first trade by Bleacher Report is between the Brooklyn Nets and Los Angeles Lakers, and probably one you can pretty much guess here. It's titled, Brooklyn Gets What It Can for Kyrie Irving, and this is the trade of the Nets getting Russell Westbrook, Chicago's 2nd round pick, 2027 first round pick unprotected, and a 2027 2nd round pick, and the Lakers receive Joe Harris and Kyrie Irving. I still can't make any sense why the Nets would do this. Like, I still don't really see any realistic take on Kyrie Irving and Russell Westbrook switching teams unless a 3rd and or 5th or 4th team is involved. It's just, with Kyrie, if he's back next season, okay, I guess I'm not up to date with all the vaccination rules. I don't know if that's still going to be a concern next year or not when it comes down to Kyrie. But if it's not, then we know well he's going to play games. It's like this was definitely an outlier with the past few seasons. And yes, Kyrie's missed times before for other things, but I don't know, man. I feel like if him and Kevin Durant come back, they're going to be playing. I'll probably see at least 60 games on the season, which is still quite a bit, but, obviously both of them have injury history and stuff like that, man. But I just don't see the point of trading for Russell Westbrook because for a fact that Russell and Ben Simmons is not going to work together. You just know that for a fact. So at least with Kyrie, there's the chance that something good could come out of it still. But with Russell Westbrook, you're kind of, waving the flag and just calling it like that, man. Now, for the Lakers side of things, yes, once again, if you can get Kyrie over there, I think if anybody can get the most out of Kyrie Irving at this point in his NBA career, it is going to be LeBron James. I still very much think that's a relationship that they have that is positive and everything. And I think Kyrie, really just in reflection looks back at what LeBron did for him early on in his career as far as taking the attention of the media and all those additional pressures and just allowing Kyrie to play basketball. I think that's something that would be very welcoming at this point in his career too, as he looks to, got that chip on his shoulder and wants to prove everybody he's still an elite player, which Kyrie is. But yeah, man, I don't like the trade. And, Joe Harris too out of it. Like, damn, man. I think if this was any other team offering up Russell Westbrook and a 2nd round pick from the Chicago Bulls and I guess an unprotected pick, I think they get laughed at. I do think there is a connection to the Lakers name that people are like, well, damn, we pulled off like Pau Gasol for Kwame Brown before, so let's do this too. So that's my thoughts on it, man. It's the same reason why I think, THT, Taylor Horton-Tucker, on the Lakers, he's seen as this prized asset. On other teams, it's like, okay, that's THT. So I call it like it is, man. Next up, we have Dallas gets reinforcements post Jalen Brunson. So this is going to be a trade in which the Dallas Mavericks receive Malik Beasley, which cannot be accepted until September 6th, and Mike Conley in exchange for Josh Green, Tim Hardaway, Dwight Powell, and a 2025 first round pick. So this one's, Mike Conley for his season's kind of interesting, I suppose. That would be kind of nice to watch. Malik Beasley, I do believe in him as far as being like a decent scorer off the bench. I guess in some lineups, he could actually probably start next to Luka, and that would actually be completely fine too. But I look at the pieces they're giving up, and I'm wondering if it makes the Mavericks a better team, or if it's just kind of like a no-needle move type of trade. Because, yeah, you lose Josh Green, not going to be a big part of the rotation. Tim Hardaway, before his injuries and everything, he was coming off like a career season and everything. So, Malik Beasley, we need to make up that. Dwight Powell, I still think this team needs to find another center. I think Christian Wood's more of a 4, and so getting rid of Dwight Powell, I guess it's not a big a deal. I don't really want him playing next to Christian Wood all too much anyway, but as of right now, I guess Wood and Dorian Finney defensively could be okay, I guess, man, but I don't know. The trade's okay. I think from the Jazz standpoint, getting Dwight Powell to be their starting center and everything in the short term and getting a good score in Tim Hardaway is interesting, but it's fine. I don't think it makes either team, exceptionally that much better. In this case. Next up, we have Miami rejiggers rotation following PJ Tucker exit. Okay, here we go. So this is going to be the Miami Heat getting Eric Gordon and Kenyon Martin Jr. Kenyon Martin Jr. on the Heat, low-key kind of interesting, actually. I feel like he would fit that forward position very nicely. And the Rockets get Gabe Vincent, Haywood Highsmith, Duncan Robinson, and a 2027 first-round pick, pending obligations to OKC's top 10 protection. I think getting a top 10, or I guess a first-round pick in general for Eric Gordon's great. Yes, you lose out on Kenyon Martin, but having Jabari Smith, that rotation kind of switches up. You still got Deshaun Tate on the team. I really like that for the Houston Rockets, and the Heat get 2 players that are instantly would make their team better, especially Eric Gordon. Low-key, that'd be a very nice signing. So that one's a W. Finally, for the Bleacher Report side of things, we have Phoenix Suns finally make a splash. No, not that splash, a different splash. Oh, probably the Kevin Durant one. This is going to be the Suns getting Rashawn Holmes and the Kings getting Jay Crowder. If you can flip DeAndre Ayton in a sign trade and get something back for him, that's great. I think Rashawn Holmes is the type of center that the Suns could use, especially if they're trying to follow that Golden State Warriors kind of mold in a sense, man, where it's okay, but you can dominate having great guards and great forwards and stuff like that, and you can kind of have a basic center that's going to grab some rebounds, block some shots, go in the pick and roll. I actually kind of like that, man. I kind of like that. Now, Jay Crowder to the Kings, well, they don't have Rashawn Holmes anymore, I guess, but Jay Crowder is still a basketball player that plays basketball, so good for the Kings on that, man. I guess Jay next to Sabonis at times, kind of help out defensively in a way. I really like it for the Suns, though. And then finally, we have my trade here that I want to talk about, and this is going to be a trade between, I got to pull it up here, man, between the Pacers and the Bucks. As you guys saw a few weeks ago, I did a video about the Celtics trading for Jonathan Isaac, and I think when you have these teams that are trying to, in a way, kind of tank, because you can't really tank anymore, but, teams that they know they're not going to be a great team, so you might want to put yourself in a situation to increase your lottery odds. I think it's a good opportunity to go for some of their players on the team, and I think you can get them for a lot cheaper. So I look at this Bucks team, I look at some of the things that made them successful that wasn't there last season, which made them not end up winning a championship, and my first thought was Brook Lopez. I was okay, Brook Lopez, 3-and-D type of center that can still get down the paint on the inside, going back to his Nets days and everything, but he's aging. He was 100% last season, so how do you replace him? But also getting some healthy additional wing depth players on the team that can bring some additional scoring at times. And this is the trade that I have here. You might think it's gross if you're a Pacers fan, but I think it makes sense for a lot of reasons, and I'll explain myself. So this is going to be the Bucks getting Miles Turner and Chris Duarte. Chris Duarte is going to be an older second-year player. They're going to be 26, 27. I don't think he really fits for the long term what the Pacers are trying to do, but I think trying to help out a championship team right now, like the Bucks, would be a great role for him. You could start him at the 2, use him off the bench. He's 6'6", has great height with that team and everything. And then obviously Miles Turner, very similar to how Brook Lopez has played and been successful in the Bucks offense and defense in the past. So you get him on the team too. So you kind of get a younger version of Brook Lopez. And then the Pacers are getting Brook Lopez for salary reasons. You can buy him out, do whatever you want with them. They're getting Grayson Allen out of it, who, once again, for salary reasons. And this is the part where it's I'm kind of deciding how many picks to give up, but you also get Jordan Wara, which this is a guy that I think, given a larger role, could be a great player. I actually think him playing a little 4, maybe a little 3 for that Pacers team could really up his production and everything. You also get Marion Beauchamp, who was a player that they drafted. Now, I know he looked really happy to play for the Bucks, so I can see if the Bucks fans are kind of okay, but, you want to win within your window, and you don't want to wait on a player that has to come along. Let's get players who can help out right now, but Meanwhile, Beauchamp is like 6 years younger than Chris Duarte, so you still get a young, promising shooting guard, but that fits kind of more in your rebuild and everything. And I did 1 future first round pick and 2 future seconds. So essentially, you're trading Chris Duarte, old head rookie, for Beauchamp and Wara, and Miles Turner, you're getting some salary dudes out of it, but you're also getting a first round pick. Now, I think you could probably argue maybe another first-round pick in here somewhere, and I would listen to that, no doubt about it. These trades are very much, like, off the top of my head. Like, you can get a third team involved and everything like that, but I don't know. I think the Pacers are getting some picks and getting some younger players. Now, you are trading it within, I believe the Pacers are in the same conference as the Bucks, but the Pacers aren't really looking to, like, contend right now, so I don't think that would be a very big deal or nothing like that. But, yeah, man, so that is my big-time trade right there. What do you guys think of all these? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.